Hello and welcome back to another Pressy HD video, and today we start this Villarreal career mode episode with an offer to leave Villarreal from England. Now, what I was thinking here is, if I was to join England, it wouldn't be a side-by series, it would be permanent move, as in realistic move, as in you either only manage an international club or you manage a club. So I want to do internationals like that, and I was thinking that's a good opportunity for an international career mode, but I stalled that offer for now because I was still unsure about it, and you'll find out by the end of this episode whether I will be remaining at Villarreal or whether I will be moving on. Now, I think it was pretty good timing because it was a sort of same area of time where I was complaining about how Villarreal isn't quite doing well enough for me in the recent episodes. But we do start today's episode off with a game against Feyenoord, and we do take the lead early on, in fact, as well, as a low-drilled cross was played into the middle, and we completely outdo their defence, caught them on the surprise, and in this Europa League fixture against Feyenoord, we managed to get the 1-0 lead. Alvaro Morata with the goal as well. That's his first goal for the club on his first full starting debut. And as he breaks through once more with a brilliant through ball, he actually gets 2. So it's 2-0 here against Feyenoord, only 30 minutes in, and it's been a great game. We seem to have played really well, but after the half-time mark, and by the way, if you've noticed recently, I have actually cut out the half-time interval section of my gameplay. I think it just wastes time, to be honest. I normally did it to regroup, sort of thing, so I would catch up on anything which I haven't said about the first half, but I just think there's no need for it anymore, so I have cut it out, and that will be permanent for the foreseeable future. But as you can see, Feyenoord got one back, and inevitably they race down the left hand side of the box, whip it in, and it's just typical, isn't it? Here at Villarreal, we will not win a game without being absolutely shat on. It's just so typical of it's just really typical. We always do it. We always go like 2-0 up, and then we go 3-2 behind and stuff like that, and it's just so frustrating. They actually get a free kick here, which is a good chance for them, and Stra plays it into Boetius, and I can't really read these names, it's a really small screen that I'm commentating from, but as it's played back into the middle, it's deflected. I managed to clear it Schneiderlin, but only as far as the Feyenoord deflection. The player hits it, and you've got to say it's a brilliant goal, but we've actually dropped 3 goals in the second half, and we're behind. We're actually behind. This is the sort of stuff which I'm on about. Not only the way that Villarreal might not get as many views, but when this sort of stuff happens, well, it was a brilliant goal, I must admit, fabulous shot and fabulous finish, but when this sort of stuff happens, it just really pees me off, because this didn't happen so often with Everton. It's typical. We always concede. We always go like 4-0 up and then draw 4-4 and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. It's just completely out of hand. And despite all our efforts, we do get a 3-3. Morata actually gets a hat-trick, which is unbelievable from him. I'm really glad that he got a hat-trick on his first full-team debut. But the fact that that happened, it was just really, really frustrating. And it's the fact that it's the Europa League as well. I mean, this is the second season in a row we're in the Europa League. We failed to gain that Champions League spot last year, which is understandable because it's realistic in some ways. But now we've got a game against Real Valladolid. And Real Valladolid are in fact a promoted side who have been doing very well in the early stages of the season. As you can see, they actually are in 5th and we're in 8th as it stands. But remember, one of the draws was against Valencia and the loss was against Sociedad, which wasn't the best of losses. But remember, one of our wins was against Barcelona, so that sort of makes up for it in a sense. But as the ball is played in, Valladolid actually hit the post very early on. Incredibly close chance there. And as Valladolid pushed to get the 1-0 lead, it actually leads us into the second half. Diego Costa manages to get in behind from the defence. And, well, we just outclassed them in that area of the spectrum because we were getting chances. The Valladolid keeper was doing very, very well. But eventually, we managed to get the breakthrough. Diego Costa getting his first goal of the season, would you believe it? And it's episode 7. I know we had a really long transfer window, but still unbelievable from Diego Costa did not got a goal yet, but Morata, Vieto and Moreira were all doing well. Vieto, of course, left to Barcelona and I replaced him with Morata, which, by the way, I am happy with. I think that's the best way for the club to go forward. I mean, Vieto, yes, in real life is left as well. But as you can see, in fact, Perez races through here. Perez, the substitute, the left midfielder, 72 rated, doesn't always get his chance, but on the day, he takes it very well. Hernan Perez manages to get a second goal, and we actually win this game 2-0, which was a very good win. I think it was a very, very versatile win, a volatile win, I should say, not versatile. It was very precise, it was very accurate of a win. And we didn't, and you can see actually my got it glitched out there, but I don't know why. It's just sort of paused on the screen for a bit and then carried on. But as you can see, we've got the big derby game now against Valencia, which I cannot wait for. This is going to be massive. We really need a win from this game. They sit in 8th. We've managed to climb up to 5th, pushing Real Valladolid back down into 6th due to head-to-head ruling. And now we've got the game against Valencia, which could be also important to looking for that Champions League spot. It's a really surprising top 4 so far early on in the season. No Real Madrid, no Barcelona, no Atletico Madrid. And, well, we've got a really big opportunity here to get something from this game. A derby win would be excellent. Win nonetheless would just be excellent in any game, whether it's a derby or what. So, but Schneiderlin actually early on plays a low cross. It deflects off one of my own players annoyingly, but Trigueros has the shot, comes back out to Fabian Schär, who actually wins the ball, and it actually is cleared away by him. That was meant to be a slide tackle to keep it in play, but Valencia do get the throw in and actually make a substitute earlier on as well, because their player is injured and Jose Gaia comes on in a replacement, which isn't a bad substitute, I suppose, is it? Faguli down the right-hand side, though, plays the ball through into Rodrigo. Rodrigo, the Spanish striker, is intercepted. His ball is intercepted, I should say. And as we play it out from the back with Asenjo, it's a bit of a mistake here. I play it right into Strootman's feet. Strootman into Faguli. Faguli unleashes a shot, which is very well apt. But unfortunately for them, they couldn't quite keep it down on target. But yet again, I play it out from the back. Asenjo picks out my central midfielder. Danilo plays it back to Schneiderlin in the central midfield. A long through ball into whoever's up front. I can't remember. But then it's played and laid off to Dos Santos. Perez is down the left-hand side. Perez, he whips it in towards Dos Santos. It's a great ball. Morata! Morata's on the follow-up. And, well, he's becoming a bit of a fan's favourite early on here. I'm really liking this guy. He's fast. He's tall. He can win headers. And he is committed. He's Spanish as well, which just lays it all off. Brilliant ball in. It was well cleared by Diego Alves, but only as far as Alvaro Morata, who, well, that is a fabulously guided header. Pressure in from both sides. He got sandwiched in the end, and you can see that he got completely trampled on by the Valencia player. But in the end, we actually did completely overdo their defence and managed to get the goal. You can see our substitute celebrating. You can see Yannick Balassi on the sideline celebrating. It's brilliant to have a 1-0 lead here against Valencia. And it is the second half before the next chance came along, which was precise and clinical. Strootman plays it into Rodrigo. Rodrigo, the Spanish striker, plays it into Pereiro. Pereiro manages to guide the ball into the back of the net with an absolutely sensational strike. That is simply brilliant. Fantastic shot from Pereiro. That is, wow. You've just got a hands down. There was nothing you could do about that. Simply nothing. Maybe I should have been a bit tighter to him. But seriously, going to 1-1, unfortunately not getting the 2-1 lead there as well due to Diego Alves and drawing the game. Fair enough, if that's the goal though I'm going to concede to let them get the draw. 1-1 against Valencia I will take, but I would like a win against them very soon in the next fixture. That is if we do get the next fixture against them, because I do decide to go ahead and accept the England international management offer. We will be leaving Villarreal to go all the way over to England, to the United Kingdom, and of course England in specific, to London, to Wembley, and to St George's Park to train this squad up. I saw out the squad, and that will bring this episode to the end. Wow, it's going to be an awesome journey. We've got one last episode of Villarreal left, 3 games, and then an awesome round-off episode for you guys, and then we'll start the England career mode continuation. I really can't wait for an international career mode, something I've never done before, and something I really can't wait for, because there's not many of them on YouTube, I just really want to get into this.